Kemudian sangat bukan So hari ni Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So ni nak cerita pasal cara nak buat bioplastik seperti diadakan oleh Prof Santini. So antara bahan-bahan yang ada kat sini adalah kat sini ada 12 gram which is 4 teaspoon gelatin instead of agar. And then ada ini yang dicairkan glycerol lebih kurang 1 teaspoon 3 gram. And then last 2 kalori, which is I guna 2 kalori you all boleh guna lebih dari tu. Tak boleh ikutlah biru dengan green. And then yang paling penting which is 60 ml air. I guna air kowi kat ini. And then no 6 pen I guna which is yang ke so that dia lebih spread evenly. And then adonan. Okay, so jom kita start. The example of starch-based ingredient, but basically, as you know, bioplastic are made out of starch-based in order to make the bioplastic. So there are like 5 types of different types of ingredient we're going to use for this project bioplastic. Basically, they consist of several types of the same ingredient, which is 5 ml of water, 5 ml of vinegar, 5 gram of glycerol. But the difference is the last one, which is as you can see, we are using wet flour and then potato starch, tapioca starch, and sweet potato starch. And the last one, for the fifth recipe, we're going to use instead of water, we're going to use beetroot juice and 7 gram of potato starch. So next we go for the procedure. So step 2, add all ingredients to the pot, which is as you can see this one. The order does not matter. Simply mentions all ingredient. It is not rocket science, so it doesn't need. It's not like the usual. We are just making bioplastic. So mix them together in the pot, still to combine. Then turn on stove. So in order to prevent it from being clumping, biji-biji macam tu. So next, step 3 is heat up the mixture. As you can see, it start to being solidified. So as you can see, alright. After heat is turned on, the mixture should be stirred regularly to avoid clumping. That's the important thing lah. It will be a milky color at first, but will soon get thicker and turn slightly translucent. It is important to keep the heat low so that the heat is equally distributed throughout. This process happens fairly quickly. The pictures above were taken like 30 seconds macam tu. So keep stirring until the mixture thickens, so that dia tak akan jadi macam biji-biji. So better you stir it fairly. And then next, step 4 is turn off the heat. So that you takkan biarkan dia jadi terlalu become too solid, sebab nanti dia tak akan elok sangat lah. So and then you can see the video, the picture that I have here. Once the mixture is easily scoopable, turn off the heat, stir a few times, then scoop the mixture, ambil sikit, and the mixture onto aluminium foil. For the previous video, as you can see, I made in the mold, into the mold. Itu better lah kalau you nak buat bentuk. Kalau you nak buat macam just want to make a simple thin one, just open up aluminium foil and then just put it onto it in cookie sheet. The foil is optional, but it will be easy to remove later when the plastic is dry. Step 5, form the plastic, biarkan dia under the sun, or just kalau it will be better under the sun, because it will be solidified through nicely, better than rather than under the fan. I buat fan sebab nak cepat. The mixture will feel similar to hair gel when you first on the pan. It will need to cool a bit before it can be formed. Let it sit for a minute or so, then spread it with a spatula of foil. Over the next 15 minutes, the plastic will begin to harden, which is solidified, and not stick to fingers when touched. But it will still be soft. The plastic should be left alone for several hours. Then the sun completely set. If you wish to form the plastic into a small bowl or other simple shape, like I said I make it into the mold. It can be left on the foil or about an hour to form almost like Play-Doh. After forming, set the bag on the foil and allow to dry for several hours or overnight. Better lagi lama lagi okey lah, sebab dia akan solidify lagi better lagi lawa. Eliminate the urge to touch the finished product throughout the drying process. So that's all from me. That's bioplastic. The best thing is it can be degrade by the hot water je. So ini yang the example that we make lah, rather than using the common plastic. So kita akan pasal bioplastic yang dah buat. Ada dua, satu biru, satu lagi hijau. So ini dah siap. Lebih kurang like few hours. Kalau guna tak bawah macam ni memang akan kejap lah. Kalau guna air tak bawah kipas sebab kat kedai sekarang agak mendung. So nak terangkan sikit pasal bioplastic ni. Bioplastic actually sama saja macam tadi. Bioplastic is the same thing, tapi by using different types of ingredient. Because bioplastic actually we are using sugar in cornstarch instead of using raw material like petroleum. So ada two types of bioplastic. PHA, PLA using starch, sugar in the cornstarch. PHA, while PHA using microorganism. From microorganism that we take is like oxygen, nitrogen, and kita campurkan dengan like other materials so that we can make bioplastic. So benda ni sama je, like dia agak kental sebenarnya, you can see. Sebab dia using gelatin so dia agak like you see, dia sebenarnya can be bent, so it's quite good actually untuk kita buat. Dia sama je macam Indonesia, cuma the base dia it takes a shorter period of time to decompose. And biasanya untuk PLA which is using sugar in cornstarch, sebenarnya gunakan the PLA usually being used in food industry like packaging, cutlery, all those type. Sebab dia mudah lah, sebab kalau kita dah makan and then we eat and then like easy to decompose rather than leave it to the ocean 9 to 10 years, a decade to be composed. And then kalau if using PHA ni sebenarnya gunakan microorganism tu sebenarnya usually being used in medical punya parts lah. Ada punya antaranya kat sini kalau lu tengok ada like slings, sutures, bone plate, skin substitutes. So itulah antara benda yang digunakan benda the function of using bioplastic. So benda ni sama je macam it's the same thing. It can be composed like traditional, tapi the base dia adalah the cost, the time it takes to be composed in a shorter period of time rather than traditional plastic. And kosnya agak sikit mahal sebab we are using raw material instead of benda yang biasanya benda yang okay ni sebenarnya agak mahal lah, tapi sebenarnya it's good for environment. So that's all from me. I hope we can get a lead idea for my video. Alright, thank you.